Welcome to another stream of Honorable Mentions, where we discuss the week in internet. It's me, your host, for some reason, Rachel Jane Andelman, with my new co-host, hello, Pfeiffer, with my new co-host, D. Heller. Give it up for D. He's as important, even if he's not on the graphic. That's just because we haven't updated the graphic. It's coming. We just need some time. But he's gonna get on there. D, how are you?
I'm doing great. I think I could just add my name in MS Paint, and it would be done. I'm doing great. I still haven't figured out the thermostat in this basement, so I'm bundled up, but I'm good. Mm-hmm. How are you?
Good. I am also a little cold because I hate socks, and so my feet are just perpetually cold. If I put socks on, I'll just start peeling them off, like against my will, almost. And then I'm like,
you and my 11-month-old both same problem. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
I like that the longer the show goes on, the more we realize I arguably have more in common with your baby child than with you. I just think that's like a fun quirk of the show.
It's a fun lesson that we know we're learning.
Yeah, it's like, am I an adult human being or am I a tiny baby Wawa girl? We're figuring that out. Yeah, big week in the internet, big week in life. My mom bought a new carpet. We put a new carpet down in our living room, putting up some. They're not fairy lights. They're called blot snow, which I think is like the IKEA fairy light. So they're like bigger. And blot snow feels like it is like a joke name for a fairy light, but it's not a joke. It's just from somewhere else.
Is it blot snow, like two words and one of them is the thing we know as snow, or is it like an IKEA word?
It's like blot snow, one word.
Okay.
Like no blots, no blotting.
Blots, no.
Blots, no.
Blots, no.
Yeah, and so I think that's like the biggest thing that's happened either personally or like in the world today. Eddie, would you agree?
I don't know about anything that happened in the world today, so yes.
Yeah. Biggest
you already know I was on hold for 8 hours, basically.
You were on hold for 8 hours, so everyone be nice to Eddie. And like, if he's funny, like tell him how funny he is in the chat, because he's had a long day, much longer than mine. I don't need your praise. He could use some, because of the days we've had.
I really could.
We're not begging. We're just pointing it out. We're just saying Eddie could use some.
It is a fact that I would have use for your praise were you to give it.
It is a truth universally acknowledged that Eddie could use some nice things said to him. Hello, Pfeiffer. Hello, Exploding Lobster. If you're in the chat, feel free to shout out anything you'd like. First thing I'm doing is saying we're live. I always like to promote the show during the show. I think that's fun. Me and Eddie.
It's like the show's a flash mob.
Yeah, that's a thing that everyone still knows what that is.
Autocorrect the other day, I used the word pranking, and it autocorrected to planking. Like it learned its corrections 8 years ago.
I'm like, planking. People don't do that anymore, and because I used to plank when I had a personal trainer, and I'm like, this is making me sad. What if I stopped ever doing physical activity? And that's how that turned out. I don't do it. I hate it. But nothing too exciting in the world. Hello, Worst of Tims. Everyone's just been kind of cool and chill, hanging out, reading books, and being political, but not like in a weird way. Just like I'm just describing all behavior throughout the world. For the last few days, like nothing too weird has happened, and if it did happen, then it didn't. I'm not regarding it. It's not part of my narrative. You know what I mean, Eddie?
Yeah, no, and you're crafting your narrative. It's important. Yeah, you've got to edit a little bit.
And if something sad happens, if something like depresses me, I'm like, I'm just not going to include you in my narrative. And some people might say this is the height of delusion or the height of narcissism. People might say that I am fundamentally untethered to reality. But you know what? It's 2 years in a pandemic, and I'm having a great time. So who is really who's really not functioning? You fools.
Also, their dialogue can be edited out.
Yeah, exactly. You can just be like, "Who's talking? I don't hear you." Hide reply. Speaking of the internet and replies, are you ready for some internet, Eddie?
I've been ready ever since like 2 hours ago when I got off hold.
Excellent. So the big news that's not about whether we have fairy lights in my living room now is that Willem Dafoe is going to be on SNL. And this has 129,000 likes because someone quote tweeted it and they said they're going to single-handedly destroy every single Dafoe meme in one night.
That's impossible. Even I know about a lot of Dafoe memes.
Yeah, and the reason I chose this is because I was like, I kind of want to know from Adi, who's not on the internet as much as me, what Willem Dafoe memes he's aware of, and I thought it would just be a fun way to get to know his familiarity with them.
Sure. I mean, so the big one is I'm something of a scientist myself, and I'm something of a blank myself.
Often I'm something of a fucking idiot myself. I believe for me is the most typical variant.
Yeah, I'm something of a stereotype myself. I'm something of a Wilco fan myself. Just whatever you think a Wilco fan is, I'm definitely that.
Actually, there's a better way of looking at for Willem Dafoe memes. Okay. I think.
Yeah, Twitter's smarter.
We're going to go on Willem Dafoe. We're going to look it up. We're going to do a search, and then we're going to go into photos. These are so important, these tabs. If you don't use them, why not? I love this one. That's can't do this to me. Someone put them
very
in.
Good.
Yeah,
I didn't. Okay, so I didn't know that one. So I'm 1 for 2 currently. Okay. That's not Willem Dafoe. Ooh, fun.
This is Willem Dafoe kicking Tobey Maguire's stunt double. I don't know if this is a meme or not. This is just very funny.
Yeah, it could be. It also really has Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark vibes to me.
Yeah, it looks like a musical theater production.
Yeah, it looks like it's failing, whatever it is.
Yeah. Somebody has put him in clip
You
studio.
Can't do that to him.
Can't do that to him? Let's see what else. I know there's like one that's just like the Green Goblin, but somebody like made his badonkadonk really big. Did you see that one?
No.
Green Goblin butt.
Delightful.
And we almost want to hold a show on this. I just think it's important. We're gonna get the big butt Green Goblin.
Yeah, I feel like that would set us off pretty well. He was holding up pumpkin bombs at his chest. That's
one. No, there's like a specific one I'm looking for. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean the whole show to be just me searching.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. I'm not worried about my show being funny. Here it is.
There, yeah. Oh, that's really good.
And I don't actually think a lot of times they'll like make the butt bigger in these memes. I don't think that's I don't think they made that butt bigger. I think that's the original butt size.
Yeah, I think it might just be the can you go to the one that's just the picture closed in on the butt?
This one?
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just made the costume fantastic.
It's really good. Oh, you can like
body. I want someone to animate it with a Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, he's a savage. Bougie monster goblin.
Strangling the newspaper guy whose name I'm forgetting. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of dirty ones. There's a lot of dirty ones. We won't repeat them, but they're out there. But yeah, so I'm excited for a big giant butt Green Goblin on SNL to make the concept of butts seem played out. What about you, Eddie?
Well, I just to go off that, I think the way they need to do that is in the monologue. I think he should be doing a monologue, maybe he even saw that tweet about how they're going to get rid of all the memes, and he doesn't want to do that, and then like he turns around and just Willem Dafoe's ass is giant.
Yeah, he's just got a big old butt.
And then they just like gradually do the rest of the memes in the monologue and just have it done.
I also feel like there's a lot of like lighthouse memes with him, like about wikis. And I don't know if you've seen have you seen a lighthouse?
I couldn't know less about what you're saying.
Okay. Oh yeah. So like in the lighthouse, he plays like this older wiki. Wiki is like the term they use for the guys who man the lighthouse, which you learn like during the movie. Like they talk old timey like, and you have to figure it out.
So they light the wicks.
They light the wicks. And like Rob Pattinson is like this mysterious young man who like may be lying about who he is. And Willem Dafoe is like this guy who might be like 60, but he also might be 1,000. Like it's like Rob Pattinson like starts like losing his mind, and they start having these very crazy back and forth because they're all alone on the island and anything could be true. And maybe he's a god. Maybe he's god of the sea. So you don't really know until you watch the movie. And then you don't even
looks
know.
Wonderful.
Yeah. It's fun. I found the end like whatever, but it's really fun. It's really fun while it's rolling along.
Is this in Maine?
Yeah,
it's gotta be. Gotta be.
You think it's gotta be?
It fucking gotta be. Yeah, that's a Maine lighthouse.
Where is the lighthouse?
Where's the lighthouse?
That's not going to give me the thing I
know. No, you did it. You did it. You got it.
We got there.
That's amazing.
Okay, in 1890s New England. Okay, yeah. So it's like, there's not, I don't know if Maine is considered New England in the 1890s.
Right.
But anyway, it's basically there.
That's what happened on the internet this week.
That's what happened on the internet, yeah. So we're going to get some lighthouse memes on SNL, and we're going to get some Green Goblin giant butt memes, and we're all going to be like, oh, now that it's on SNL, I don't even know if I like things anymore because of the way people ingest SNL. But are you ready for our next big old tweet?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And if you have thoughts about memes or about whatever we're talking about, feel free to say them in the chat.
That's right. And hello, Worst of Tim's. I didn't catch you down there.
Cool. So this is the Depths of Wikipedia. So this is an account that's, I think, is already swiftly becoming one of the major accounts to watch on Twitter. Basically, just like getting real deep into the weirdest parts of Wiki. Oh, there we go.
BL Sticks.
Hello, BL Sticks. This has 80,000 likes, and it's called The Masculine Urge to Dig. And are you prepared for these 4 screenshots?
Yep.
Okay, so hobby tunneling. Hobby tunneling is tunnel construction as a diversion. Usually, hobby tunnelers dig their tunnels by hand using little equipment, and some can spend years or even decades to achieve any degree of completion. So it's a hobby. It's a hobby where you make your little holes, and you don't have any help. Okay.
And you don't have equipment your size.
Yeah. Second one. The American entomologist Harrison Gray Dyer constructed a network of tunnels on 2 occasions with a length of 1,300 feet combined. The network had concrete-lined walls, steel staircases, and electric lighting. Dyer described hobby tunneling as a kind of exercise for him, saying, "Some men play golf, I dig tunnels."
Jesus. Those are the options. Those are the two male genders.
Luke Walters is asking where we're from. We are both from the New England region.
In 1890, were we in New England?
Okay, BL Sticks are being a little bit rude. So yeah. Ooh.
That's a choice, BL Sticks, but it's not a choice that I think will keep you here.
BL Sticks is just jealous that he doesn't have any pronouns next to their name. Anyway, number 3.
Unless the sticks are the sticks pronouns.
Yeah. Anyway, William Burroughs Schmidt was a U.S. miner who spent 32 years drilling a 636-meter tunnel through solid granite. When his tunnel was completed, he sold his concession to another miner, packed his belongings, and left.
Burroughs Schmidt.
I love these boys. I love these whole boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that they started digging holes as boys, and then they are true Arrested Development. They just kept digging their holes.
Yeah, they had no.
It's my hole.
They didn't have a bar mitzvah. They had a burrow mitzvah.
Do you think they felt relief or sadness when they were done?
I feel like they felt a brief moment of achievement, followed by the need to dig more.
But to go 5 feet to the right and do it again.
Do it again. But a final screenshot. In 2015, a 10 meters tunnel was discovered in a Toronto park. After a few days of speculations in media, the use as a terrorist hideout being among them, young construction worker Elton McDonald came forward as its builder. Asked for the purpose of his digging, he answered, "Honestly, I loved it so much. I don't know why I loved it."
I mean, that's beautiful. That is, it's very pure. It's really pure.
Yeah, I like that they're just like worried. They're like, "What is this hole for? Is it bad guys?" And he's just like, "Guys, it's just me, Elton. I just made a hole. It's
like an art installation, except it's not. There were no choices involved. It was just digging." My statement is, I love this hole.
I love this hole, and I had to make it. But yeah, if you are interested in hobby tunneling, the entire entry is available on Wikipedia, and it's right here. If you go to Depths of Wikipedia, a great account. Everyone should be following. You'll know you're on the right one because it's the Wikipedia ball with a little crown on it. Which I think is very cute.
Yeah, Dad didn't go out to get a pack of cigarettes. He just went out to dig.
Yeah. I just find it really wholesome. Get it?
They're all big Louis Satcher fans.
Oh yeah, because he wrote the book, The Holes.
I did. I'm a book purist.
So we could definitely. I've never seen the movie or read the book, but I have seen the poster for the movie. Which I know has Shia LaBeouf back when he, before he was canceled. But yeah, if you like weird facts, go to this. We won't be on this the whole show. I just thought I'd give Adi and you all a taste of it.
I love it. I love it.
We're moving on. If you like this content, you should subscribe. And also say nice things about Adi. He's doing a great job. So I feel like, Adi, you're already laughing at this.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Just at the picture.
So this one I saw either yesterday or like the day before, and I just had to include it because this is one of my favorite anecdotes from a movie I've ever read. First of all, I'm a big Walk Hard fan. It's probably one of my favorite movie comedies. Adi, have you seen it?
I have seen it like twice. Once when I was really paying attention. I was very, very, very impressed with it. I had zero expectations for it.
Yeah. It's one of those movies where you're like, oh, maybe, why not? And then you're like, holy shit, so good. But this has 50,000 likes because everyone was charmed by this anecdote. Let's dive into it. This is you can't see it because the X is there, but this is quoting John C. Reilly. He says, "My worst experience with another actor was in Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story with Willie, who happens to be a chimpanzee. We did a scene where I kiss him. In the first version, I'm saying, no one understands me. You're my only friend. I have this real heart-to-heart with the chimp." And the director was like, "It's too sweet. Get mad or something." And then I did a take that ended up in the movie where I go, "I'm sick of all this crap. all you care about is fruit and touching yourself. And I get up and storm off, and I thought, whatever, he's a chimpanzee. He's not going to notice what I do from take to take. I came back, and the look on Willie's face was heartbreaking. The shocked, hurt look, and I was like, oh, Willie, I'm sorry. He was a little tentative at first, and then he reached out and wanted to hug me, and I hugged him, and he said, and I said, it's okay. And we did the scenes a few more times, and I'd yell at him again. Eventually, he started to understand, oh, it's like a game. You do that. He even started to play with me and show his teeth like, I can be angry too. But by the end of it, we were really great pals. It was sad to see him go.
I don't know about you, but I just went on such a journey. I was so sad for this chimp and then so excited about two species communicating with each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like this wouldn't be half as charming if the monkey didn't figure out like the nature of drama by the end.
Oh, I can do things and not mean them. I can do things and keep going afterwards.
Yeah, you can argue that John C. Reilly taught a chimp the concept of play, or that he taught the chimp the concept of insincerity. Either way, this chimp learned a lot on the set of Walk Hard. I always think it's fun to teach an animal to lie. It's not what they're good at. It's not what they were born for. But if you can get them to do it, it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're the ones who came up with it. It's that and opposable thumbs.
Yeah, are we really the only ones with opposable thumbs?
I hear that. I've heard it many times, but never from the source. I've never seen a study.
Yeah, I always felt like it was one of those like 8 glasses of water thing where I'm just like, that can't be true.
Do any animals have opposable thumbs? There's got to be one out there. Lemurs and lorises.
See, I knew it.
Lorises? I don't know.
Lorises.
I don't know what lorises are.
Lorises got very popular on the internet because there was a slow loris who held a little umbrella in this video that went viral. They're very cute.
Yeah, they've got opposable thumbs.
See, nothing is
all we've got is lying.
Yeah. Whoever lied to us was pointing out the fact that all we can do, the only thing that makes us different is being liars. People are using this anecdote as evidence that this is the only good biopic movie, which I agree with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll tell you that it's always weird to watch a biopic that came out after Walk Hard. I'm like, you feel like they would have just like retired the genre after Walk Hard, but they kept making them.
Yeah, Dewey Cox, real human. That's why it's a bio.
Streaming.
I call it biopic, and I stand by that.
I should call it biopic because I'm sure that's right.
I think they're both right. I think they both are.
I don't know. I just resent the genre for that and also several other reasons, but mostly because there's no agreed on pronunciation. Anyway, watch Walk Hard. I assume it's streaming somehow, maybe on Tubi or on Mubi or on Doobie. Probably on Mubi because they smoke doobies in it, and that's a joke. Anyway, let's move on. That was
Doobie.com.
Doobie.com. It's on Stars. That's not helpful. Thank you, Matt. This one's just a little
because he's a star.
Oh, I get it. He is a star. This one's from Sarah Hagee. This one's just like a fun little joke. I don't have to talk through this one too much. Crazy how my life changed last year when my sister took this photo of my nephew hiding from her before bedtime.
Oh, I was ready for something else. That's incredible.
D, what were you ready for?
I was ready for the kid just standing right behind a very skinny light pole. That's what I thought. Which
is what they're doing. Like, you weren't wrong.
But this photo's incredible. And like it almost, if you didn't have the context, it almost looks like maybe it's a toy. Like
yeah. Like you do have to you do have to go in, zoom in on the face to be like,
Enhance.
is that like, yeah, this is like a CSI. You do have to enhance the face to be sure that it's a person and not like a doll or like
It's really
like
good.
a rock.
It's really good. Just the way it hangs is haunting. It's yeah, Maid, you are right. It is haunted, and now I am. Now it's inside me.
Now you have a couple baby girls. Have
Mhm.
any of them ever been this spooky to you? Because I know kids can have like the spooky element where you're not sure like what they mean or what they're saying or what they're or like why they do what they do. Have you ever had like a spooky occurrence with one of your offspring?
By far the spookiest thing my eldest does
Mm-hmm.
is occasionally, I mean, not occasionally, every day she wakes up before me. Occasionally, she thinks the right thing to do is stand right next to my face and wait for me to wake up and just be staring at me.
That's a good one. That's a good prank.
uh, and every time I have a moment of taking it in where I'm not sure if I'm awake, and then I just start cracking up, and it is actually a great way to start the day.
Just like a face full of other face.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone wrote, "Throw the kid away."
The kid looks like a paperweight. Like,
Her nephew looks like a Tonberry, which is a Final Fantasy reference.
all right,
And they are a very dangerous creature. They sneak up on you very slowly, but if they get to you, they're very hard to beat. So watch out for those Tonberries. A lot of people are pretending to only see the lamp, which I think is charming.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody. Oh, we don't talk about Bruno.
Yep,
Very
that's
topical.
correct. Yep, that's that happened in the last week to my house.
And Kato.
Really, just the soundtrack and the video for Isabella's song
Oh
that
yeah,
happened to my house.
Isabella's song is a fucking banger.
It is, but I think the right person covering it with just a little harder edge would make it even better.
Also, I learned several new plant names by listening to that song. If you want to learn the plants of Colombia, listen to the song "What Else Can I Do?" because it's just about a lady who only made roses because she was being perfect, but now she's making wax palms and sundews, jacarandas, all sorts of stuff. Be careful because they're carnivorous. Uh, uh, a few of them won't do, as she says in the song.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you ask my 3-year-old, our house is now filled with cacti. She just
Which
puts them
I
everywhere. She is Isabella, and she puts cacti everywhere.
Just like she draws them.
No, she just
Oh,
makes them with her mind.
okay.
Yep,
That's okay. So it's like okay, it's like one of those bullshit things where kids just say they do stuff, but they're not doing it.
exactly right.
Okay, kids can be a little much.
Kids are improvisers who don't know when to be on or off.
No offense. No offense to children. This is very funny. This is very fun to me. I love tweets that are like. I really love tweets that really help summarize like a major like feature of the site and the way that people play into it. So
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I'm gonna give it a minute because this is very funny.
It is really, really funny.
So I don't know who this Eric Alper guy even is. He has a blue check mark, which means that he has he's not even show oh there he is.
There he is. We got one.
Okay. I guess he's a freelance music publicist and a serious XM host, shameless idealist, lifelong musicaholic. That's not even a word that you can say. I talk about music news in the media, and then he puts this email. And he is doing the lifelong, time-honored tradition of what look like almost compulsive high engagement post questions. Where you're just like, when you just like ask a question on Twitter to just like get people to respond to you because that's how you get people to see your tweets. And you just like, this is the question where he's like, what will get engagement for me? I know. What movie made you piss your pants as a child?
Did he schedule these all out in 2018? He was like, oh, I've got it.
Yeah, like the weird, like the fact that they're like every year is very upsetting to me. He is not, because it doesn't seem like he's forgetting that he's posted it already. It seems like he does have a plan.
Right. It's like those what do they call them? Is it Lotharias? Those like serial womanizers who like have a system for how to win at dating. Like he has a system, and it's like so inhuman how he decided to win at Twitter.
He's like a pickup tweeter.
Yeah, he's a pickup tweeter.
Pickup tweeter. He's like, hey, baby. I couldn't help that you look like you could use a little more makeup. Also, like, just wondering what movie traumatized you as a kid. While he like won't let you like leave the room.
Your likes are your likes and retweets are bullshit.
Yeah.
Follow me.
And also, he did it on this year too.
All right. It's Hootsuite. He totally just scheduled these all out.
And someone just posted and replied to him with all of his previous
Taking the line, Eric.
Oh my god, what celebrity death hit you the hardest? These are macabre. These are not high engagement posts you should be repeatedly tweeting.
What celebrity death? This is a shameless idealist?
What I mean,
you got one part of that right, Eric.
Eric, we're coming for you, man. Oh boy.
Yep. 2MB Studios enemy list.
What's really frustrating is that even though like the first reply is someone pointing out that he does this, everyone else in the thread is like earnestly responding when all you want is them to stop engaging.
Just take him down.
Take him down. It's time for him to stop doing this.
The high engagement posts are too powerful.
Like, when will it stop?
He only wants us to hurt.
He only wants us to like think about when we were traumatized, which is not a fun way.
Yeah, what food poisoning poisoned you the most?
What fight did you get in with your mom? Where she said, like, what was the most hurtful thing your mom ever said to you while you were fighting and she lost her temper?
Yeah. Which person in your family makes you most insecure?
When did you first begin to suspect that your parents' love might be conditional?
Yeah. He's also like a plastic surgeon. He's like, which of your body parts do you hate the most?
You can only keep your left lung or your right leg. Also, you just found out that your child is missing. What do you do?
Worst of Tim's has a good one. Praying I outlive him so I can reply Eric Alper to his automated celebrity death tweet.
That would be so... I don't want anyone to die, but if it does happen, we all have a mission statement, which is to reply to that tweet. Anyway, Eric Alper, everybody, a shameless idealist in his own words, and a lifelong musicaholic. Fake word that gets more tangled in my mouth the more I try to say it, like it's trying to choke me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Anyway, we're moving on. I think we're at a good clip.
It's happening tonight. Yeah.
I feel like I chose some good tweets. Anyway, this is a big...
Your mom dies. How do you open?
I think, you know what? like the more fun we poke at it, the more I feel like I'm dangerously close to coming around and finding Eric Alper charming. So please, no more jokes.
No, it's the dialogue around Eric Alper. It's not him.
Right.
Yeah.
It's us. This tweet thread, I thought we had no choice but to inspect it because it. Speaking of Encanto, this is another type of casita. It is a giant castle that came up. I believe there's a Twitter account called like Zillow Gone Wild, where they just show you like the crassest examples of McMansion Americana on that website. And we have to talk about this 2010 castle that was built in 2010 in the United States of America. So you already see it's a big fucking house. It's a big fucking house. You're like, I don't know why. If you weren't born in the peerage, then what? Why are you inside a building that has this many turrets? We're gonna find out.
Mm-hmm.
So, full 2 years into the financial crisis, these people decided what they needed was a moat. They need to get a nice moat there. I don't even know the last time I was near a moat. That was man-made, at least. Never known anyone so important that they had to like protect their house with a physical barrier that was water. It doesn't come up that often.
Are they? Is it important, or are they paranoid?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, a lot of money and a lot of drugs.
Money, drugs, almost hand in hand. If you are taking the drugs that make things look like hands, it looks like the part of Disney you aren't supposed to see. Says Rebecca Mackay, who's another blue check, but on the force of good because she showed us this house.
She's a National Book Award finalist. Look at you.
So check out her book. But we're not talking about books. We're talking about this giant ass castle.
Buzz marketing Rebecca.
Right. There should be dumpsters with hash and turkey legs and a Mickey Mouse holding his own head in his hands, chugging bottled water. So you see, it's I love what if you have to do a thread. I love just the 3/blank. I don't want to know how long your thread is. I don't want you to know how long your thread is. But the thread is continuing to go. They said, imagine running DoorDash to this place and you have to get out of your car and walk this.
Yeah, the DoorDash instructions. You really got to specify which end of the bridge.
And I have to say, you have to be in shape to be a door dasher. I would be a door walker or a door straggler because this is a long path.
Yeah,
this is a long path.
Door panter.
Door panter. The vibe inside is unexpectedly clock heavy. Big clocks, little clocks to remind you of your own mortality should the moat fail and the Visigoths invade. So this is a big old clock house. Hope you like clocks because
this was made in 2010.
Yeah, cannot emphasize enough. This is a less old house. Gay marriage is older than this.
Thank God.
You can see all these itty bitty clocks on near the ceiling. And yeah.
No. I thought those. I didn't know what they were. So
I also like that there's like these cross swords, and then there's like a smaller cross sword above the cross swords. And there's a cross swords like over here too. Cool. Next tweet. But then there's this rustic tilt to it too. Like we just happen to be in the Enchanted Woods with marble floors and a flat screen. So I don't even know where. I feel like there's a shower behind the haunted tree pretzel. Is that also your impression, Nadine?
Or it could be a big jacuzzi. That could be a hot tub.
Yeah.
Those steps give me bath vibes.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go to a party in this house.
Yeah. No one should live in this house. This house should just be a place where people have fun and maybe murder mysteries. Like this is like a fun like fake house. Maid says the view is beautiful. The interior design makes me sad.
Yeah, I mean my theory is that the whole house was undecorated and undesigned, and then they just held a series of theme parties and made a room for each one.
Yeah. There's also suits of armor watching you eat. I like that. They are watching you. I
I
just
mean,
like love.
would it be worse if they were looking away? I think it would.
Yeah.
If they all had their backs turned to you.
Yes, Indiana, I'm going to tell you why. It's because I like to eat my food in the nude, and I don't like to. I don't like to have my soldiers watching me eat my food nude. That's part of my process. Also, sorry if my seat is like really squeaky tonight. But yeah, I love how busy it is. I love that there's like 5 chandeliers, each with like a totally different design, probably from a different century. I'm not a historian, but I don't know what era any of this shit is from. I think it's from all over.
Yeah, this is made by someone who likes things but is not discerning about it.
Hello, Miarian in the chat. Instant noodles. How did you
Hey.
know the name of me eating noodles? Wild nude is what I call instant noodles. Yeah, that's actually for our Patreon. If you are on Toonby Patreon, you will get to enjoy some instant noodles. I can hear Matt shake his head.
That's an OnlyFans account right there.
OnlyFans, and then that's when you find out that the only fan you have is yourself. Um, but to keep focus, we're gonna keep focus. Just a sort of generic imperious vibe, according to Rebecca Mackay, for a good measure. Also, a family crest that was for sure designed online in 2007. You got your elephants. You have your draperies. The draperies make me think it's like yeah, medieval shit. There's like another fucking clock in case if you never know if you don't know what time it is in this house, that's your fault. You're just
Maybe
like,
maybe they take your cell phone at the door when you're coming in.
yeah. They have it's like, you know how they have the fishbowl for cell phones at weddings, but it's just like a giant clock that you put your
Right.
other phones in.
Right. It's a It's a phone clock. We have a phone clock. Don't worry. So this window over here on the right really kind of reminds me of like pizza places.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is the kitchen, so that's appropriate.
And I've just like never seen a kitchen look anything like this. I don't know why it's like a sundial.
We do kitchen in the round.
But it also like looks like looks like a theater space. It also looks like what's it called when you have like the torture where you make people like a grain mill where you make people like push the handle to make the grain go through the millinery. It has that vibe too. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like this kitchen is made to like make someone crazy and think they're stuck. It like every wall is the same.
It also has this like very specific Las Vegas vibe. Like if you go to Las Vegas, like all the ceilings are painted like the sky because they just like don't want you to know where you are.
What time of day it is. Yeah.
What time of day it is, like how to get out. It's giving me like heavy like casino vibes.
So can we talk for a second about staging your house for Zillow for photos for selling it?
Absolutely.
Because I had to do that a couple months ago. And you know, like one of the main things that they told us was, you know, it doesn't have to be perfectly clean or perfectly empty. It just has to look not cluttered. And I feel like they went for perfectly empty, except for their spices.
Yeah.
And their spices, look at this. Not one of them is from the same company as any other. They're all different shape and size bottles. It looks it looks like you know, a random schmo's spice collection and not the people who have this house.
See, I assume that these were like prop spices. They're like, look, you can put your spices here. Like, I don't assume that these spices belong to a human being. I think
if
they
I'm
just
doing prop spices though, it's a set.
Yeah. Well, point D. You were right.
My headcanon is that they just have like 17 different canisters of parsley.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, you're not a spicy. In keeping with the themes of the house, none of the spices they have in the kitchen were discovered by Europeans before 1600. So they don't have any of the good ones. They don't have any of the good ones. They're just like, it would be too modern to have good spices in this house. This is all pre-American colonialism. Here's a close-up of the family crest. I'm pretty sure it says something about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps by paying your own fees for skull and bones.
Looks like Zelda to me.
Yeah, it looks like I keep expecting to see like the Lost comic. I'm like, oh, are any of the lines the Lost comic lines? Like it looks like a crude comic where people are just like explaining like what they have. They're like, I have 2 jars on top of 2 jars.
That was a good one, Hipster Electronica.
Hethurk wants to know why the ceilings are so white in Terabang. So he's not just asking, he's demanding. And Hipster Electronica wants to know, they were trying to make it clear that no matter what kind of continent you want to conquer for spicers, you could make a home here.
Incredible.
So save my favorite for last. My dude 100% read a book about sitting in the more imposing chair when you negotiate, and now using this as an advantage. I don't think I've ever seen a table where 2 of the chairs were so much taller than the other 3 chairs.
What the fuck are you doing?
This is like when you have a king and queen and the queen just gave birth and like you put the toddler babies like in their 3 baby chairs.
100%.
Or like if you have a king and queen and they have like 3 dogs, like this is where the dogs go with the chairs.
Right, and they're crazy because they're a king and queen who lives in this building and never talks with the people, so they treat their dogs like children. Mm-hmm. Good night, Pfeiffer.
Good night, Pfeiffer. Everyone say good night, Pfeiffer.
Do it.
So, and now here's the story behind it. So we've talked a lot about this house. Yeah. And I don't necessarily want to make the rest of the stream about this house. We do need to get to context. It's called the Chrismar Castle because it's owned by Christopher Mark, the great-grandson of a Chicago steel tycoon. It took 7 years and $4.1 million to build, but went on sale for $45 million, now down to an affordable $35 million.
Who wants that house?
Yeah, so for me, this seems like too much money. I'm not a real estate guy. I don't know the industry, but it feels like $45 million is too much money for this house.
I mean, but it is a tough market right now. So seller's market. That property is amazing. Yeah. I very much agree with whoever said that they love the property. It was made. Yeah, the view is beautiful. Like, I don't know. If you had the disposable income to completely destroy that building and like make something nice there, go for it.
He had barely moved in. So this is more context. Christopher Mark, the great-grandson, he barely moved in with his wife and children when she filed for divorce. One assumes that she entered the house and just like the words "I want a divorce" just spilled from her lips like wine. Like it was just like an involuntary reaction. So he moved his pregnant girlfriend and her daughter in instead. Mm-hmm. So fun context. He just like, you know what? If you don't want it, then my other secret family definitely wants it. Then she left him, and there was a big court case for more child support. So sometimes you live like a king, but you die as a guy who owes a lot of child support.
Like maybe $45 million.
Hipster Electronica says, mowed alone is just a free swimming pool that's harder to get murdered in like Gatsby because you can just swim away. Very good. Also,
mowed alone. I were mowed alone.
Mowed alone. Never mowed alone. That's what they say.
Is this him in his chair?
Yeah, here's our protagonist. Eating dinner alone. Too sad even to put food on his plate or light his candle. Look at this guy.
Jesus. That tells the whole story.
It has like Citizen Kane vibes, but
Very
like
much.
I don't know, man. Like sadder than Citizen Kane? Can it be sadder than Citizen Kane?
Yes,
Okay.
I think.
He's
I
been
don't know. I
trying.
haven't seen Citizen Kane in a long time, but
Yeah, you're like, how sad is it? He's been trying to sell his place since 2014. In that time, he's tried turning it into a modeling studio, a wedding venue, and an exotic animal refuge.
yeah,
No notes.
you done fucked up, Chris. You done fucked up.
You're like, we keep putting turtles in there, but they just get lost. During the lawsuit over child support for the girlfriend, both alleged that the other was responsible for the starvation death of a camel. Which, to be clear, is sad. Not funny because an animal died. That said, it's funny that neither will take responsibility for it.
I very, very much want Judge Judy to hash that out. I want to see her yell at both of them.
Yeah, they both deserved all the yelling in the world. She says, Rebecca McKay now says, I will leave you with the world's most uncomfortable hand chair. The fact that there's a Navy fighter jet on the property, and yes, there is a dungeon, can't find pictures, and also nearby, Hartford, Connecticut, has a poverty rate of over 30%. So apparently this is really close to Hartford, where I believe we've both performed.
Yeah. That's a fucking horrific hand.
Also, there are two postscripts. He was the one who unceremoniously dumped his girlfriend right after she gave birth. Bricka Kiwi did a zoom in, and I do believe this is the official incel coat of arms. Incello.
Incello. Incello! Like a whole army of them raising their glasses. Incello!
Incello. And then she's like, I swear this is the end. But here are a photo we posted on the castle's Facebook page of a teenage daughter from our castle birthday party and the medieval web series that's apparently filming there now. So he has a daughter who owns or has rented a pair of wings, normal, and the medieval web series. I hope it's fun. I hope they're having a good time. I hope the horse is not starved to death. I like Meowrian. Meowrian like cannot believe there's such a thing as an Italian incel. That's not how it works over there. You either have normal amount of sex or you have too much sex. No one's not having sex in Italy.
No, that's what Meowrian, you're right. It's not the incel coat of arms. It's a code. It's the secret of where the treasure is buried in the house. It's in cello. Find the cello. Dig a hole.
So yeah, there's a few more tweets, but I wanted to move on. But I just if you want to see the house in action, by which I mean as a set, watch One Royal Holiday, apparently on the Hallmark Channel, starring all of these people whose names I don't know and whose names are not advertised on the promotional material.
Countdown to Christmas.
I know what I'm doing next Christmas. Anyway, that's been fun. That's been a little bit of Zillow for us. Dee, are you ready to go? We have a few more links to look at.
All right, let's do it. Bing, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bing, bong, bang.
This is very funny. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I've seen nothing.
Okay.
I've done so little this last week.
So I don't even know what game this is. All I know is that this tweet has 600,000 likes and 7.5 million views. And it's
might be Gran Turismo. I think it might be Gran Turismo.
Yeah, it's if anyone knows what this is, the replies are not helping me. They're just a bunch of people realizing this tweet's gone viral, so they're hyping their own shit, which is not what I'm looking for. I don't care if you have a SoundCloud. there may be no way of finding out what video game this is because like the quote tweets are just so unhelpful. But I just love this piece of footage. Eddie, have you ever played a racing game where something like this has happened to you?
No, nothing this good. I've had I play a lot of Mario Kart Tour on my phone, and I did get stuck the other day. There's a course that's in a pinball machine, and I just got stuck behind one of those bumpers, and it glitched out on me, and I was just bumping over and over and again. Yeah.
This doesn't tell us the game, but I do like this quote tweet. This is Chinese zodiac mythology. The rat won first because he hopped on the ox's nose. The rat won because his body crossed first. So apparently, this is hearkening to an ancient myth from the Chinese zodiac.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. We already assume that.
Right. It's like I know it too well to think of it.
Yeah. You're like, it's just in the air we breathe. That's how much we know. So there's no way of finding out what game this is. No one is being helpful. I don't know what a vision cloud is.
What a vision cloud?
Yeah.
Is that like a vision board? But no. It's fantastic. This is a perfect. Oh. I'd feel very, very unsafe doing that in a real car.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel unsafe in cars. I don't.
Is that true?
I don't leave my house that much because of the plague right now. So every time I'm in a car, I'm like, really, this is what we do all the time? It just feels very bumpy to me. I don't like it.
I moved to a place where you have to drive everywhere. And, yeah. And it's not. It definitely has its downside for sure. Walking places is great.
But yeah, if you ever have a guy who drives on top of you and you come in second, I'm really sorry. Apparently, it's happened at least one other time before. Heather thinks it's maybe Forza Horizon, which it might be. So if you look up Forza Horizon, it might be that.
John Nash died in a car. Not you.
This is a very funny tweet that I found the other day. I know we're moving on real fast, but I just want to get through the tweets. So you see this has almost 300,000 likes, so it's a big deal. And this person was brave enough to post it, which I think deserves some recognition that they were owned in the group chat and they posted it. So let's see what they did. I have a toot canal soon, and I know they're going to give me painkiller prescriptions. Someone smile laughs. Then he writes, "Fuck, toot canal. Root trying to fix the problem. It's too late. Toot canal. I didn't say toot canal. Toot canal. Stop." The hyena gif from Lion King, presumably the first one. John Osmond changed the group name to Toot Canal. What, you think I'm getting some kind of procedure done in my ass so I stop farting so much? Is that what you think? Toot Canal and Toot Canal. I just got Toot Canal. My ass is killing me. Just got in from Toot Canal, and boy is my ass tired. And as you see, it is literally written Toot Canal in there.
I missed a lot on the internet this week.
You missed a fuck ton. I just noticed this is actually from April 22nd, 2021, but it came up in my feed, so it's been obviously traveling around again.
Good for you, Brady.
Good for you. So I think this is one of those devastating moments where your real life does strongly resemble a meme, because those who are internet aficionados know that, and I said that right, know that this is a perfect simulacra of the Grink meme. where someone says the word grink instead of Grinch, and then no one lets them forget it. So this is living out your dream. If your dream was to be the victim of a grink-like error in your group chat. Hello, MLab.
This is better than Grink.
Yeah.
Tooth Canal.
Oh, Slim Jim.
Yeah, that's the part of this show that I'm gonna share with my kid. Sydney's gonna love Tooth Canal.
Also, apparently this was so big at the time that Duncan Jones, who you may know as the son of David Bowie and the director of the film Moon, had to reply, wishing you the best on your tooth canal.
Oh. And then there's just other shit. Twitter.
So yeah, Twitter's doing this thing where they're like, instead of saying the replies, you want to see other random tweets you didn't click on, which is of course not what this show is about. I want to read every goddamn reply of this hyper popular tweet so I can get into understand the soul of man. And otherwise I'm not interested.
That's the soul of man right there.
This gif of a skeleton playing the trumpet is absolutely what being alive is all about. So I think we have 2 more tweets to look at today. Are you ready for them, Adi?
Yeah.
See them. Fuck it, cow fridge.
Yeah! It's great. It's awesome. I want one. Sit. That's the whole thing. It's fucking fantastic.
I will pause one moment to notice that Hipster Electronica is as mad as I am about the ads in the replies. There now are ads in replies, which is unforgivable. That said, fuck it, cow fridge is a great type of content where something weird has happened and people just run with it and now everyone's happy about it. Would you ever get a cow fridge, Adi?
I honestly would. I don't think it would be a cow fridge per se, but now I want to think differently about how I decorate my fridge.
Yeah. A cow fridge is obviously a good way to go with a fridge because a fridge, one assumes this fridge was white, so you just put the black decals on it. I don't know what other animal is like white with spots. I guess you could do
like albino like leopard.
Yeah.
Snow leopard. They're not albino. White with spots.
That's not what I wanted.
Oh no, that's cursed.
Very cursed. Don't look at me. You could do a Dalmatian, although that could look a lot like a cow.
Yep. You could do a Siberian tiger.
You
could do zebra.
You could do a zebra. You could do like a spotted little bunny.
You could do a skunk.
You could do a skunk. You could do a skunk.
Skunk is fun.
I do like this leopard skin printed vinyl. That would be like so glam if you had like a leopard print.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah, for me, like I love. I don't like
cancerous zebra.
I don't really have the brand to wear like leopards. What?
No, sorry. I'm reading Hipster Electronica, and I'm riffing in my head off of it. Sorry.
A cancer zebra.
And no, that's their milk fridge got me. Because now, in my mind, you have a whole set of fridges, each one for your different category of product, and you decorate it in the animal or plant that it came from.
Yeah. Like, this is just for beef supply, so milk and, like, ground up beef. Like, anything that came from a cow goes in a cow fridge.
Yep. Your hooves.
Your artisanal bells. If you if you need to keep those chilled, I don't know. I'm not a musician. Do you need to chill your bells for the production of "Don't Fear the Reaper"? That's a very old cut. I don't think no one will know that.
Like 20 years. It's got it.
pretty old. But this is our last tweet that I have. So first we're going to read the tweet that inspired it. Right now at the supermarket, I can't believe this is the shit people voted for. And as you see, it's a bunch of shelves with some bread on them, not empty. The bread's not, there's not that much bread. There could be more bread on
Right.
these shelves.
I
And
think I see hot dog rolls.
You see hot dog rolls. And this guy says, I am an issue voter. I voted for this. In the interest of transparency, I will reveal to you my top issues. 1, less bread. There is too much bread. 2, the president should be in charge of how much bread they are making and what kinds. And 3, more space between items on shelves. Yeah. Adi, have you run into supply chain issues? Like, have you gone to the store and they didn't have, for example, the bread you wanted, or you went to a shelf and you're like, this shelf looks, I don't even know what they had on the shelf because it's all gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't able to bring home the correct crackers.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was a problem. It wasn't a problem. I did have, it didn't hit us, but it was like a week away from us being too low on like these pouches of pulverized fruits and vegetables that we have to give to our daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they were low on them, but we had stocked up.
So you didn't have to resort to pulverizing the fruit and pouching it yourself.
That would have been impossible.
It would have been possible.
Yeah.
You can't pulverize fruit.
What did people do before there was mass-produced pulverized fruit and vegetables in pouches? They didn't. Their children died. That was it.
Adi, I feel like I've seen you wrestle. I feel like if anyone I know could pulverize fruit with their fists, it would be you.
Thank you. And not enough people in the chat were giving me positive affirmations, but that made up for it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have supply chain issue drama-ramas, feel free to let us know in the chat. Hipster Electronica says they only had organic toilet paper when I was in NYC recently. Never seen that shit before. I don't know what organic toilet paper is. Does that mean it's like from oat?
I'm living in a house that came stocked with like the wokest toilet paper I've ever seen. I need to try and remember and bring this packaging down and just read it to you next week, because it like is very self-congratulatory and like has kind of a like, I don't know, like a Brooklyn like whatever that neighborhood of rich people in their 40s is in Brooklyn.
Williamsburg?
It's like Prospect Park, around that area. A little older. Yeah.
Where is it where they like turned that they turned like the train route into a garden or into a park.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ethan Hawke like did a video about it.
Oh, that's in Manhattan, isn't it? That's
Probably.
the Skywalk.
It's been a while since I've been in New York City.
If someday, go with me on a different timeline. If someday we were comfortable doing that again, it's cool. In the summer, I went once.
Yeah. I would love to go to New York City again before I die. At this point, I would just like to see more than the 10 buildings I see all the time.
Yeah, the High Line, that's what it is. The High Line.
Thank you.
Yes.
Cool. So those are my tweets of the week. Almost all of them were from the last week, except for one, but that one had gotten popular again. So a lot has happened on the internet. Big castles, not enough bread, and a kid hiding behind a lamp was all part of this week's internet. Now,
holes. There was holes.
And there were holes. There was
just like that. Just like the hole when you accidentally show your StreamYard window.
I always do that intentionally because I think it's fun to show the process. Adi, now we've gotten to the part of the show where you show us a parenting meme. Do you have one queued up?
I for sure do. All right. Do you want to guess it? Do you want me to just show it?
I just want to see today. I just want to see it.
I was kind of thinking about that this week. I was like, let's just show it. We want to share the window. Here we go. I love this one.
Okay. Are you sharing your screen?
Am I? I thought I am. Yo, there we go. There it is. Did I not finish it out? I was like, she's stunned. She's stunned. All right.
Me, I can do spaghetti, mac and cheese, or chicken nuggets. Our pickiest eater. Do you have any dishes that deal with the concept of time? Oh no. Now, is this, Adi, do you know, is this from the new Matrix or is this from another Keanu vehicle?
I haven't seen the new Matrix. I want to have. I started it one night thinking it would be a normal movie length. It's not, so I stopped it right away.
Oh, is it long?
It's like 2.5 hours.
Guys, not to brag, but if you get on the Criterion channel, they have many movies that are 90 minutes. And that's not even the highest praise I can give it.
Are they sponsoring the channel?
No, they are just sponsoring my sanity.
I have, every time I hear about the Criterion channel, I think to myself, I want it. And then I don't get it because I have a million others, but I would watch the hell out of some of that stuff.
But I do feel like I have heard that children won't eat food, even though if they are too picky, they may die. They still won't always eat their food.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad I think a fair amount of why I would say at least like 70 or 80% of my kids' eating habits is whatever, nurture, or is nature, or at least is beyond my control, whether it's nature or nurture. But I think we were like really aggressive about giving them crazy flavors and lots of them early. Good call. And stop sharing that. And but anyway, so they're not good eaters now, or my youngest is, but Sydney's 3, which is like a super picky age, and she can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but she doesn't starve herself. She eats something at every meal.
That's good.
So far, so good. She doesn't like pizza. It's fucked up.
I'm not saying your child is broken.
Yeah, you asked what's the scariest thing my child does. That's it.
I'm like, well, in my head, I'm like, well, she might be picky, but at least she likes pizza.
Mm-hmm. No, she'll eat bits of raw garlic. She gets giddily excited if I say I'm making fennel.
I don't.
Right, exactly. 5 years ago, I wasn't making fennel.
I don't want to insult your child on the stream. That would be rude. And also, like, I don't like to punch down, which I would be like literally because they're so small. But what's wrong with your child?
What the fuck is wrong with my child? Yeah, the child is going down. Oh my god, the honorable mention Hive is gonna come after her now.
Yeah,
gang? Are we a gang?
We are a gang. Everyone who's a fan of the show is an honoree. That's the name of my fan base. I just came up with that. It's pretty good.
It is good. Yeah. And if you are in the chat actively for 3 straight episodes, you're in the circle of honor.
And that gets pretty weird. There is an initiation ritual. Not everyone survives it, but most people have fun.
And if they don't survive or have fun, they're out of the circle.
You just have to put the surviving thing in there because people just need to know that there's stakes. The number one thing about streams today is that there are no stakes. Just 2 people talking. Who knows are either of us in danger? No, that makes it less interesting. What if someone was? That's what we bring to our followers.
Yeah. Thank you, babe. It stops the complaining, and it builds our narrative.
So now we are wrapping up the show. we're segueing into the elongated outro. Anyone who's watched me on stream knows that if there's one thing I can do, it's elongate an outro. If you are enjoying this channel, you should know we have shows most days of the week. Most of the shows I know about, sometimes I check the channel and just David Thomas is just playing games, and I'm like, this is a secret show. Tomorrow at 9, let me check. David Thomas has his show Stream Daddies, Steam Daddies. I'm sorry. Where you are on the show tomorrow with Emily Laverdiere, and also known in our circles as MLav, is on the show with David and Ryan, our two Steam Daddies, and they'll be playing House Flipper, which is another crazy game that David has on his Steam library. The point of the show is for David to play through the games on his Steam library. Not a joke, except that it's funny.
Friday. Can I tell you about this game real quick?
Absolutely.
I watched the trailer for it today, and it is it's got the interface of a first-person shooter game, but your job is to flip a house.
I love that.
Yep.
So that's tomorrow, Thursday night at 9 p.m. EST. On Friday at 8, we have a new edition, a new stream of Whatever It Takes, hosted by BJ Jaranyama and a guest host. It's going to have Will Luera on it. If you don't know Will Luera, he's just like one of those improv gurus who's just like, would improv even exist if not for Will Luera and like 5 other guys? Probably not. So you should check it out. It also has other people on it. Then the 69 show, the 69 minutes of sex with me is at 9. We also have Hello Weekend at 9:30 a.m. One day I will remember that it moved from Monday to Friday, and I will promote it as such on this stream. Great, amazing guest of this Friday at 9:30 a.m. Friday Eastern Standard Time. We have Tim Lanning, D&D extraordinaire, also another streamer, huge geek, and hugely funny guy. Also Friday night, after Whatever It Takes at 9 p.m., we have 69 minutes of sex with me. It's an all-star show. We have Jess Bryan, we have Sophie Hattingham, we have Brandy Brown, we have Armando Torres, we have Tookie Kavanaugh, we have BJ again, and we have more than that, hosted by Ryan Daly, the king of not having sex with him that night. So, lots of shows this week. Catch them all, or you will be fined. And also, you will not get the free COVID tests from the government that you've been promised. So, make a good deal with yourself by seeing all of our other content. Adi, is there anything you'd like to add to this very long promotion?
Yeah. On March 18th, I'm going to be on Whatever It Takes with BJ Jaranyama. So, Get yourself there after all those other ones.
Maid is making a sad face. I don't know why.
Or like a scared face? What are you feeling, Maid?
I feel like we've only been saying nice things. Maid has been watching. It's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, you took away their tests.
Well, obviously you didn't see the asterisk next to free, and then you didn't go to the bottom where it says you must watch 2MB programming. So obviously you would understand that it's free with certain conditions applied. That's how government works. It's never free, Maid. Anyway, we're about to sign off. Any last words from Adi? What do you have to say, Wes? What do you want to tell people?
Get yourself some small tools and dig.
Apparently it's real fun. If you want to support us, subscribe to the channel, go to our About page on our Twitch channel. There's a bunch of links there, all of which will give us a little bit of support to fuel the mission of this station, which is to have some fun and to make some cool content for you guys. We love you all very much, and we'll see you next week. This has been Adi. This has been Rachel. This has been Matt. Give it up for Matt. And this has been you. And this has been Honorable Mentions. Good night and see you next week.
Bye.